your dreams. Come, my Lord, awaken holy fire. We are turning from our sin. We are praying once again. Come, my Lord, awaken holy fire. We are aching for the real thing. Hearts are open wide. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Yeah! Revival start in us. Set your holy spark in us. Send us out in resurrection power. History is about to change. We are rising once again. Send us out in resurrection power. We are aching for the thing. Hearts are open wide. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. For your glory, for your fame. In this darkness, light a flame in us. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts. Burn like a star, light a fire in our hearts.
My favorite part of Backpack VBS is seeing God on the move on our outreach and mission field.
I saw God this week in a little boy that seemed kind of hesitant and withdrawn from people. And when we gave the lesson, he seemed to be interested in what we were talking about, and he asked me to explain everything about salvation to him. And I took him and I explained everything to him, and he didn't seem ready for it. He seemed confused, and he came back the next day, and he said he went home and thought about it, and he understood that Christ was his Savior, and he asked me to lead him to the Lord, and I finally got that opportunity to do so.
My favorite part of Backpack VBS was seeing all the kids' smiles.
I saw God working this week, and just the relationships with all the girls, especially in the 3rd through 5th grade. They would show up the next day and making friendship bracelets and bringing notes, telling you that they loved you and they were always going to love you and how you were their best friend, and just seeing the impact that each teen has had on these kids is amazing.
My high of the week would be the kids. Like the next day they'd see me and they'd be like, "Hey, there's Kasia," and like I made a bun with them, and it was just good seeing them and seeing their faces and seeing how happy that we made them. And probably talking to my youth group goers, because we've never really talked so much, and I've always been quiet, but this week we've actually talked a lot, and that makes me happy.
Where I found God this week was in all the kids that came here to the VBS. And I say that because a lot of these kids get a bad rap because of the area they come from. But as you get to know them and you talk to them, you find out that there really is Christ in everybody. And there's goodness in all these kids as well. This week we've brought a lot of kids to Christ, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Okay, I saw God through this week, through all of us and the kids, through the relationships that we've made through the kids and through the relationships that have grown through the years, and through the canvassing from how we didn't have that many kids on the first day, and then today we have like double, triple the amount that we had during the first day. Our canvassing has gotten more and more kids throughout the week, and it's just, yeah.
I saw God working in so many different ways this week, but the main way that I saw Him working was through our love for the kids. I saw love bringing us together as a group and making us stronger. I saw friendships and relationships made within this youth group that I haven't seen before, and that's been awesome. But also that's rubbed off on the kids. It's through our togetherness that we were able to show them the love of Christ. And through that we saw a lot of kids come to Christ and know Him as their Savior. And I can't wait to see what else happens, and I hope that they'll bring this love back home to their families and it'll spread throughout the rest of the community.
My favorite part of VBS this week is getting to meet all the children.
So my hardest part of the week this week would have to be not being here because I got a new job and I couldn't be here the rest of the week. And then also getting to attach to the kids. It's like really hard for me because I get really attached to all these kids, and like knowing that I have to leave them Friday is really hard. And some of them that I get really attached to, they don't come back next year, and it's really hard for me to know that. So it's just all the relationships that I've made, might not be here next year.